Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tommy's Tiny Trailer Shop. Today we're going to replace the battery in our motorhome. Now, this one's based on the Sprinter chassis. This is a 2018 model motorhome, but it's built on a 2017 model Sprinter chassis. So it has the original battery, and anyone that has a Sprinter knows that these Sprinters, whenever they sit for a little bit, they tend to drain the battery. Now this battery, we know for sure, has been drained twice. What the previous owner did, we don't know, but we know since we've had it, it's been drained twice. So that has shortened the life of the battery. So we do keep a trickle charger on it, but even still, you know, it's just a little bit sketchy whenever we're out somewhere. We hate to let it sit for too long. We also have a solar panel on, but just one, and it will help to maintain it. But there again, we just feel safer and more assured if we change the battery. So we got a Series 49 AGM battery that we're going to put in here, and we're going to go and show you some highlights of changing the battery out now. Alrighty, so the first thing to do to replace our battery, we're going to have to just take this piece of carpet here, and we can just flip that right back. Then we're going to take out these 3 screws. These are T25s. And then this portion of the rubber mat, you can see there's a seam right up there. But this side here at the driver's side, this will just lift right out. And then under this, right about in this area, is right where our battery cover is. And we'll take our battery cover off, and then we'll get started to replace the battery. So we can see here that this is the original battery. Okay, just as we suspected it was. And so to take this battery out, we have a bolt right here to loosen. We'll have to take this cover off, and then we'll go ahead and loosen the bolt that is underneath there for the positive terminal. Yeah, so we're gonna get going, and we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so we remove the negative terminal over here, negative wire, propped it up here. You can see we took off the cap that was covering the positive terminal. Now, to take it off the battery, all we have to do is loosen this bolt right here, and then that'll allow us to take the positive terminal off of the battery. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that next. We have to be very careful because see, there's this piece that's down in here, and that whole thing is gonna end up sliding up and out of there, and we're gonna have this rather large piece to set aside. All right, so we pulled out the old battery. We put in our new AGM battery. This one has 4-year replacement warranty on it. And we reconnected everything. Of course, we connected our positive first, put the cover on, then we connected our negative terminal over here. And you know, I can't say as though I'm 100% happy with the way the wires are run in here, but you know, it's a motorhome, and this is the way the factory did it. And I don't think we're going to try and change anything. We're just going to let her alone. And it's not, you know, horrible, but you know, I would have probably did a little bit different myself. But yeah, so we're going to let it like that. And we have our new battery in, so hopefully we're good to go. AGM battery, and there is a little vent tube here, but of course on these batteries there's no vent, so we did not need to reconnect that. So just make note of that. If you do not get an AGM battery and you get a wet cell battery, make sure you reconnect this little vent tube over here. I should have a place on the side of the battery to connect that. So that does it for today. We're going to close this all back up now. Okay, so we have the battery cover back on. And just to make note, so if you have a motorhome, you might have extra wires here. So we had some extra in here, quite a few, and some that ran up this way. So I did not tighten these down real tight. I left actually this up a little bit because I was concerned with pinching the wires that went up here, because this little bump out is not really big enough for all of them that the factory has running up there. Same way back here, you can see the factory had cut away this plastic piece here even to make some room. So, you know, the only thing I had added here was this wire. This is my battery tender. I do have it wired in direct, And so I had added that for the old battery. Well, and of course I put it on the new battery as well. But other than that, this is factory wiring. I did buy this used, so you know, maybe there was something else added there. But as far as I can tell, it was pretty standard factory wiring. Okay, one other note. So when I pulled out the old battery, should have showed you this earlier, these two screws were laying in the bottom. So yeah, whenever you pull out your battery, just double check the bottom of your battery pan. Make sure you don't have any loose screws or any other debris that got in there somehow. So yeah, you want to always pull that out, make sure the bottom of that is clean and nice and flat for your new battery to set in there. So now all that's left to do, we're going to pull the rubber mat and put that rubber mat back in here. It'll fasten down with 3 screws here and a trim piece to hold it in. And then we'll flip the piece of carpet back over and then we'll be finished. Alrighty, well, that buttons it up for today. So we got our mat installed. We got our trim piece back on, our 3 screws here tightened up, put our carpet piece back, and we should be good to go. I want to show you right in here. I had installed this voltmeter. You can see we're at 12.6 for our chassis battery and 14 for our house, so everything looks good there. All right, so we should be good to go. And I just want to thank you guys for watching today. I know it wasn't a full instructional video, but hopefully I hit the highlights, and if you have to change your Sprinter battery, you should be able to do it yourself. The tools needed, we had a T25 Torx bit for these 3 little screws in the trim there. Then we had a 10mm socket, your ratchet handle of course, and you'll need a long extension. And that long extension is to reach down to take off the bracket that holds the battery in. But other than that, that was the only tools required for this job. So overall, pretty simple job, just a couple of tools, and didn't take us very long at all to finish this job up. All right, well, hey, I want to thank you guys for watching today. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you again. Stay tuned for more videos showing you tips and information and reviews on our campgrounds and information on travels. Thanks for watching.